What's up guys, and welcome back to another video here on B Mills Wrestling. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down and recapping everything that went down at Saturday night's main event. Before we get into the video, if you guys are not already, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss any new uploads, and don't forget to leave a like down below. Alright guys, let's get right into the video. To open up Saturday night's main event, we had the tag team match between Seth Rollins and Bron Breakker versus Sami Zayn and CM Punk. And this was a pretty good match in my opinion. There were a lot of commercial breaks that a lot of people were very frustrated with, including myself. But overall, I thought the match was really good. A lot of good spots. And then obviously, as we get deeper into the match, it looks like Punk and Sami might actually win this thing. And then we have Paul Heyman tug on the back of Sami Zayn's leg, and then the ref getting involved. The ref's distracted. He's looking at Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman and Sami Zayn are talking. And then what do we see out of nowhere? A returning Bronson Reed hopping the barricade, taking out CM Punk, taking him out through the barricade, making his return after months away from TV when he broke his ankle back at Survivor Series in that crazy War Games match that he had against the Bloodline. He is officially back, and obviously with him returning, he allows Bron Breakker to spear Sami Zayn, who was distracted. Sami Zayn was just like, what's going on? And then obviously Bron Breakker pins Sami Zayn for the 1-2-3. Bron and Seth win as expected, and Bronson Reed is revealed at the end of that match as the third member. We see him get into the ring, kind of have a little stare off with Bron Breakker. Bron brings down his straps, right? It looks like they're about to fight. But then Seth Rollins like, chill. This is all part of the plan. Bronson Reed is officially the third member of that group, and I am honestly okay with that. It caught me off guard because I thought it was going to be an Austin Theory or an Ethan Page or somebody like that, maybe a Logan Paul. I did not even once think about Bronson Reed potentially being the third member of that group, but I'm not mad at it. I think that it could definitely benefit him. I feel like he needed something like this because they did do a good job of building him up before he got hurt. Him being in the Bloodline story, him feuding with Seth Rollins, who he is now teaming with. I think they have to talk about that part of the storyline. Like, how are they on good terms now after Bronson Reed destroyed Seth? They had a great feud, so I don't really understand that. Hopefully they talk about that. But this is huge for Bronson Reed. I think that this can maybe elevate him to main event status like it has with Bron Breakker. I don't think that obviously people care as much for Bronson Reed as they do Bron Breakker, but this is still huge for him, and it could help him get to where he needs to be. So ultimately, super happy with this decision by WWE, and now we have the full faction of Seth Rollins, Bron Breakker, Bronson Reed, and Paul Heyman, a goated team that I cannot wait to see what happens next. Following that, we had the Women's United States title on the line between the champion Zelina Vega and the former champion Chelsea Green. This was a match that just got added on Friday Night SmackDown, so obviously not too much build, but they did have their feud before with Zelina taking the title off of Chelsea, so I guess that's a build up enough. This being Chelsea's rematch clause, and didn't really care for the match too much. Didn't think it was a great match. I think this feud just needs to end. I think we need new feuds for Zelina Vega. Don't have too much to comment on about this match, other than Zelina Vega gets no pop. I do like Zelina Vega. I think she's incredibly talented, but she does not have a crowd reaction at all. When her music hits, and it's not her fault, she got deaf or elbowed, her music stinks, but her music hits, nobody's cheering, nobody's doing anything. Whenever she's shown on screen, in the backstage area, nothing, absolutely nothing. That needs to change, especially if she is a champion representing WWE. She needs more of a reaction, whether that's getting booed or cheered. I don't know what they can do to tweak with that, make that happen, but she needs some sort of reaction because Chelsea Green is the one getting all the reactions, and she's not the champion anymore. So WWE, Zelina Vega, they need to fix that. They need to try to make her more interesting. I don't know what they can do, to be honest. That's not up to me, but whatever it is, hopefully it gets her some reactions because it's kind of sad. But even with all that said, Zelina Vega does obviously retain her championship against Chelsea Green in this match. It would be dumb to have her lose the title that fast. Hopefully, like I said, she can get into some better feuds with maybe some, Becky Lynch, who obviously is on Raw. I'm not talking about Becky Lynch, but Becky Lynch is a main event status female wrestler, right? And she is feuding with Lyra, who's in the mid-card. She's helping elevate that mid-card. Same thing with Bayley whenever Bayley comes back. So I feel like they should do the same thing on SmackDown, whether that's an Alexa Bliss or something like that. Make her feud with bigger stars because I think that could help elevate Zelina Vega. Following that, we had the match between John Cena and R-Truth, or should I say Ron Cena. This was absolutely hilarious. R-Truth came out in John Cena's gear, the wristbands, the jorts, the knee pads, the shirt, the hat, the towel, everything to a T. He even came out with John Cena's music, which I thought was an excellent touch. This was so funny. He was acting like the old John Cena, running down to the ramp, bouncing off the ropes, throwing the hat, showing the towel, stuff like that. I thought that was really funny. And obviously, I didn't expect this to be a long match whatsoever between Cena and Truth, and it wasn't. We kind of just saw the 5 moves of doom between both of them. Which I thought was really funny. R-Truth doing the AA on Cena, actually getting a cover. I didn't think he was going to win with that, but I thought that was good that they at least gave him a near fall, right? But then, obviously, the way this ends, John Cena grabs the title, acts like he's going to hit R-Truth, and then he doesn't. And then you're kind of thinking, oh, is John Cena, slowly coming back to being a babyface? Well, he hands the title to the ref. R-Truth tries to dap up Cena. John Cena hits him with a low blow, kicks him in the nuts, and then hits him with the attitude adjustment, allowing him to win this match over R-Truth as expected. And then, obviously, after the match, he gets the title again, and then he hits R-Truth with the title, and then he walks out. Super disappointed. I kind of wanted to see him, trend in the direction of coming back to being a babyface. I said that in a previous video. I thought R-Truth was going to help with that. But him hitting him with the title after the match completely destroyed that. So maybe that's not the angle they're going for. I honestly have no idea anymore. But John Cena does, in fact, beat R-Truth in this match. Following that match, we had the steel cage match between Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest. And this was another super good match. They had a very good match at WrestleMania. And this steel cage match was also very good. A lot of brutal spots. We even saw a concerto in this match. I haven't seen that in a while in WWE. But overall, just happy that this feud is over. I am not happy that Damian Priest won this match, though. I get it because he lost at WrestleMania, so it makes sense to get his get back on Drew McIntyre. But I feel like we need to have Drew winning these matches so he can go into doing better things, bigger things, like 4 world titles, like going after Jey Uso or John Cena, whatever. I feel like him losing, it kind of sucks, right? And I know, obviously, he didn't get pinned, so they kind of protected him, I guess you could say, because Drew McIntyre, or Damian Priest, I should say, walked out of the cage. I just want to say, walking out of the steel cage door to win these type of matches is, in my opinion, just sad and embarrassing. I hate that. Okay, if you want to climb and leave the cage, that's cool, because that's, challenging to do, right? But, walking out the door, after you hit him with the concerto, you could have just pinned him, right? Walking out the door, that's, especially for a babyface, to walk out of the door, I don't know. That's not a great look. And you even had Jesse Ventura on commentator, really not happy with this at all. He was saying, why did he walk out the door? He should have just climbed out of the cage. I 100% agree with him. You could tell how awkward the tension was between him, Pat McAfee, and Michael Cole. They were they didn't know what he was saying or what he was going to say, but he was frustrated about that. And I can't blame him, because that's one of the things that I hate in WWE is when the babyface walks out of the cage in a steel cage match. Just pin him. Right before we got into the main event match between Jey Uso and Logan Paul, we had an interaction backstage between the World Heavyweight Champion Jey Uso and the WWE Champion John Cena. This was very interesting. There had been rumors circulating online that Jey and John were going to have a match at Money in the Bank and maybe a tag match, which I'll get into as I keep talking. But we had this little interaction between them where Jey said, I haven't seen you since I pushed you out of the Royal Rumble and won the match. Kind of got John Cena a little mad. And then John Cena was talking about, I'm going to ruin wrestling by leaving with this WWE Championship. But it would be pretty funny if Logan Paul, won the World Heavyweight Championship. That way a YouTuber is holding the world title, and then John Cena leaves the company with the WWE Championship. That's his idea of ruining wrestling, which obviously led us to believe, okay, well, he's obviously going to have some involvement in this match between Jey and Logan, which he in fact did. Jey Uso and Logan Paul's match was very quick. We didn't even get the right championship setting, introduction, I should say, with Lillian Garcia announcing them while they're in the ring. We didn't even get that. We only had about 10 minutes from when Logan Paul's music hit. I was looking, it was 9:50, and obviously when you're on TV, you only go till 10 o'clock, so they only had 10 minutes to work with for the main event for the World Heavyweight Championship. That's a problem. I don't know what went over the time limit or what happened, but that was super strange. So obviously that sucked, and then the match was super short in itself, so the match wasn't too good. But obviously, Once we got to the shenanigans, that's when everyone starts paying attention. And John Cena came out during this match. He pulls out the referee while Jey Uso was pinning Logan Paul, trying to retain his championship. John Cena would then go into the ring. He would start mauling Jey Uso. And then at that point, I kind of knew, okay, something crazy is obviously about to happen because it's 2-on-1. And what happens? Cody Rhodes finally returns. We haven't seen him since WrestleMania 41 when he lost his championship to John Cena. He makes his long-awaited return to WWE, and he evens the playing field, helping his buddy Jey Uso out, and then obviously taking out John Cena. We obviously see Logan Paul get speared and splashed. Cody throws the ref back into the ring, and then Jey Uso does, in fact, retain his World Heavyweight Championship as expected over Logan Paul in this match. And then we have Cody Rhodes grab a microphone after the match, and he says, "Me and Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul at Money in the Bank." To be honest, I am not a fan of this tag team match at Money in the Bank. I know it was rumored before. It was actually rumored that Travis Scott was going to be in this match with Logan Paul and John Cena versus Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes, and Jimmy Uso. I guess that could still happen. I hope not. Keep Travis Scott away from WWE, and especially a WWE ring. We don't need to see him in a match. He's going to hurt somebody, or he's going to get hurt. Either way, don't want to see it. But I guess the tag match itself is fun because they're all wrestlers. We're not going to see Travis Scott in there. But something about not having both world titles defended at Money in the Bank, which is one of the best PLEs of the year for WWE, that kind of sucks. I don't really like that. And I don't really like Logan Paul and John Cena being on the same team. To me, that sucks. I don't want Logan. I'm okay with John Cena being a heel, right? I get it. But having him have these heel team ups with Travis Scott, The Rock, and Logan Paul, I hate that. I wish this heel John Cena was just kind of riding by himself and doing his own thing. Him teaming with Logan Paul, that hurts my heart. I don't want to see that whatsoever. But at the end of the day, at the end of this match, Jey Uso does retain his title. Cody Rhodes makes his return, and we have that tag team match set up for Money. I'm assuming now that this is going to lead to a SummerSlam match between Cody Rhodes and John Cena, the rematch for the title. I initially was thinking Cody Rhodes wasn't going to come back for a little while, and it was actually going to be CM Punk versus John Cena at SummerSlam. I still have no idea when we're getting that match in this retirement tour because I feel like it's destined to happen and it has to happen. Obviously, they're not going to fumble that opportunity, but now I have no idea when it's going to happen. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's video. If you guys like this video, make sure to leave a like down below. Don't forget to comment down below what video you guys want to see in the future from me. Alright guys, peace.